Ladies and gentlemen, the following podcast is scheduled for one fall. Introducing your hosts, Kids at Heart.
What?
Second show. What's up?
How's it going, everybody? So we are back here. We both kind of redecorated a little bit for this show. I think that my setup might be a little bit more permanent because I destroyed my Rogue One poster, ripping it off the freaking wall to put all these up, which is fine. Not my favorite. But hey, so we got a little Hornswoggle Big Show, CM Punk, big sexy Kevin Nash.
Yeah.
The freaking Motor City Machine Guns. Welcome back to Impact Wrestling.
Yeah.
This red stuff that's on my wall. Oh, it's Sheamus. And Edge. Who doesn't love Edge? But yeah, episode 2, we're back. I am so excited that we are able to do this show, my friend. First one was a success, so let's keep moving forward.
Hell yeah, brother. And if you haven't seen it already, that's Kerwin White. Mm-hmm. And I'm Christopher Anthony Daniels Lopez. That's me.
I love it. I love it.
Unfortunately,
I can't put Nick Kerwin White Molbach on there, but that said, thank you for everybody who watched. Thank you for everybody who came from the silly little Bray Wyatt promo that we created. But yeah, moving forward, we're just continuing to love what we're doing here, and I'm really excited for it. And that said, what's topic number 1?
Clash of Champions happened this past Sunday. Granted, it's been almost a week. That's our bad, but that's the show. Sucks. But we're not going to talk about the show match by match because I guarantee you've seen it already. If you're watching this show, I guarantee you've probably seen Clash of Champions already. But some huge things happened out of this show, Nick. Mm-hmm. And before the show even started, we couldn't even get to the wrestling yet. 3 wrestlers pulled out of the show for personal reasons, wherever the hell WWE said. And supposedly it's coronavirus. Ugh. And Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, and Nikki Cross all got taken off the show during the kickoff show, or pre-show, whatever the hell they're calling it, nonetheless. And apparently Shayna Baszler was pissed because she went into the day expecting to wrestle. She posted like her gear for the night and everything just to be announced that she's not participating. So, I mean, just an extension of our conversation from last week. I mean, coronavirus, it's real, especially in wrestling.
I agree. I'm going to play that a lot. That said, no, I completely agree. And it goes to show that whether they are the ones that are not being careful or not, or somebody around them isn't, is that, this is a business. These people are getting paid to do this. And I'm sure that there's some form of a repercussion if they're pulled from a show like a pay-per-view like that. This is serious stuff still, people. We got to be careful when it comes down to it. It sucks because clearly Nikki Cross was not going to win the championship, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, but I was kind of hoping that the Riot Squad was going to take the titles. I'm not going to lie.
I was holding out for it. Yeah, but the fact that they didn't even did they even address it on Raw? Like, they just had Natalya and Lana come out like, we should be tag champs. And then who they faced? They faced, I'm already forgetting who they faced on Raw. That's not insignificant.
Oh, they faced Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. Which good for Dana Brooke for getting herself back into the spotlight a little bit, but bad for Mandy Rose. Because Mandy Rose, I'll tell you, they keep posting these photos of her and Trish Stratus. My God, do they look similar? They got not together, but based off of her ring gear. Trish Stratus or Mandy Rose has gotten Trish Stratus before. I think Mandy Rose has got the talent for it. They're sticking her in bigger mid card type stuff when it came to her stuff with Otis and such. So I would hope to God that this would continue forward. And then they stick her with Dana Brooke, and I'm just kind of like, that's not where I thought it was going to go for her debut. Like, you have an opportunity to build a wrestler, have her challenge Asuka. I know that they're obviously doing this thing with Zelina Vega, Another new person in the crop. I didn't think that she was going to win the title, but 2 good showings against Asuka, so they clearly have some form of faith in her.
I had no idea about these Mandy Rose Trish Stratus comparisons. My God, I mean, Trish Stratus, for those who don't know, she wasn't a wrestler when she came in.
Yeah,
and they trained her to be one, and she's probably the most touted lady wrestler of all time.
Yeah,
because of the impact that she had. She fell into some of the stereotypes that WWE had their women do in the early 2000s, which boo, woo, that stank. And looking back at it, that did not age
no
well
kidding.
at all. Lord,
no kidding.
But now with Mandy Rose, I'd be as blasphemous as this may sound. I'm not opposed to Mandy Rose getting a push like that. They were halfway doing it on SmackDown before they egregiously took her off the show. The Miz convinced the SmackDown higher-ups to trade her to Raw. Because I guess that's the storyline that the Raw.
Did we ever get the did we ever get who they got?
Hell no.
Yeah.
We never found out who they got or who who Raw got when AJ went to SmackDown. So we don't know.
Well, there you go. There's your trade.
Oh, AJ for Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke.
That's right.
Easy.
That's right.
Easy clap.
That's right.
That sounds fair to me. But that was like forever ago, and that's what WWE's so inconsistent about is their trades. But I mean, we'll get to that when we talk about whenever the hell we talk about the draft that's happening on the 9th. That's gonna be a mess, and I can't wait to talk about it on this show whenever that happens.
Oh,
but
next week, everybody, Draft Talk is going to be opening this show.
Yes,
because I'll be honest, there's picks that there's definitely people that I would like to see perform with this SmackDown writing, and I wonder, are they going to be implementing NXT into this?
That's the big question, right? And I mean, they're definitely I don't want WWE to start just picking up people from NXT. We saw what happened with Retribution, and they're already squandering that talent. And speaking of what Retribution, you mentioned before we started recording, how you missed them on Sunday, Nick.
They weren't even on the freaking show, right? We were talking about Clash of Champions. Yeah, I mean,
I have to get back to the topic.
But I think that you had said it was kind of for that stupid same reason, was that people were being careless and COVID outbreak in NXT, and which is weird because was this their going away party or something like that they were having?
Maybe
they got to be full-fledged main roster superstars. That said, I mean, is NXT's not happening in the Superdome or it's still at Full Sail. Yeah. So it's just I don't
actually
know.
No, I lied. They are at the PC. They're not the Thunderdome. I take that back.
Yes, the Thunderdome. I keep forgetting that's what it's called. Which again, it's growing on me. It's not the worst thing in the world. If that's going to be how they're going to be letting fans in, I haven't seen any Chris Benoit's lately, so that's the thing to say about Clash. I mean, yeah, if you really want Retribution to be this big thing, maybe show them more. But again, I mean, maybe they just want everybody to be as a group.
Maybe
so if one falls, then they're not going to show the rest of them. I mean, I would have loved to have seen T-Bar clock Drew McIntyre or something like that. Let's really fuck this up. But I or run over him with an ambulance or something stupid like that. But I guess another high spot of that show. Well, let's talk about the thing that opened the show, which was the ladder match.
Oh yeah, brother.
There was that was probably my favorite match of the show.
By far.
Good spots. I'm glad they continue to keep the title on Sammy. So is he now a 2-time Intercontinental Champion, or is he just staying with the reign?
He never lost it.
That's
right.
Ask
him, he never lost it.
So accolade wise, he's still a 1-time Intercontinental Champion, and I mean, but I got way too excited there and unplugged my mic.
You're fine.
That is the nice thing about this, is that they're pushing Sami Zayn and they're still keeping him on top, and I'm happy to hear that. it's a wrestler who had concerns about COVID. Can't take that away from him because it's clearly something that's impacting everybody. Gave him the time off that he deserves. He did not get a haircut during that time whatsoever, and I wish that he did.
That beard, man. He's got a beard?
It's insane. He looks like Fidel Castro. But I'm happy they kept it on him. You had your AJ was more or less an afterthought in this match because he had Sammy winning and you had Jeff Hardy doing extreme everything, including getting a handcuff latched to his ear or something like that on a ladder.
Yup.
Nuts. Just nuts. Yeah.
That match was okay. There hasn't been one of those standout matches in a while. Like it's been a hot second since we've seen one of those like, whoa, that match was good. Like AF. That match was good AF. That ladder match on Sunday was one of them.
Yeah.
Have 3 great workers: Jeff Hardy, AJ Styles, and Sami Zayn. And I think they surprised everybody with how well that match went. Mm-hmm. Like it was a great way to kick off a pay-per-view. If WWE knows how to do something, is they know what match should go first. And it's usually that ladder match. It's always the ladder match. It doesn't matter who the hell's in it. It's the ladder match that goes first. And they set the standard for the rest of the show. To me, there were 3 matches that stuck out to me in this whole pay-per-view. That ladder match being one of them. The main event, which I guarantee we'll get to in a second. But to go back to your retribution point, Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre. What a great way to end this feud. It was a lot of fun. It was campy AF. Super campy and corny. But I had a lot of fun watching it. I'm like, oh, hey, there's that guy that Randy Orton screwed. Oh, there's that guy that Randy Orton screwed. Oh, hey, there's that guy. And I love the Shawn Michaels super kicking and Randy getting pushed off the ambulance. It's a great visual. Drew McIntyre going over. I guarantee the both of us wanted that. How he did it was like, did he really need Big Show, Shawn Michaels, Christian, and Ric Flair to beat him? I guess he didn't. But still, it was fun. And if Retribution was going to show up, it should have been during that match. At least that's what we've seen in prior weeks. Mm-hmm. But they didn't. They weren't there. But either way, I'm glad they weren't there because they would have ruined that fun that I was having. And unless T-Bar started cutting promos using Twitter language, because there's 280 characters, he's using them boys to his full advantage.
My gosh!
I really liked that McIntyre Orton match. Was it match of the year? Hell no. Is it in conversation? Hell no. But it's fun. It was fun to watch. And I mean, sometimes in wrestling, I just want to have fun. That ladder match, hard. That match was good. Like it was a good match, good ladder match. That McIntyre Orton match was fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's like, I get it. You know, you're waiting. Clearly he's hurt still, but you're waiting for that last spot to reignite the Edge and Randy Orton feud. Which I'd imagine that's still where they're going. Like, is Keith Lee? Keith Lee is clearly McIntyre's next opponent for the title.
Yes,
I would imagine. And as you said before, God, fucking Retribution is going to appear. Yay! But that's the thing is like, you know, Keith Lee realistically makes sense, but it seems to me that the feud is not over after Raw, after one of the worst segments I have ever seen before in my entire life. I'm sorry, it was. I was going off about this at the beginning of the show.
I forgot about this. I'm glad you brought it up.
Because I heard you say, like, oh, this is a great way to end the feud. I'm like, did you not remember when Randy Orton put on his silly little goggles and turned off his night vision goggles, turned off the light, and beat the shit out of a bunch of legends to what I could only imagine should have had a bunch of campy cartoon noises over it? Yeah. I would have heard a damn Wilhelm scream in there if I'm not mistaken. It was stupid. It is. And then, oh my gosh, all those legends, they're in there. And Randy Orton's hiding his face. Like, there was less silly ways to go about that. Clearly, Randy is not doing anything with an old Ric Flair. Like, I hope to God that, I mean, clearly they know better than that.
He
But
gently
that was
put
just
him on the ground.
right. That was just stupid, and I hate it. And it makes me assume that either Edge is coming back soon, or Randy Orton's not done with Drew McIntyre. Or are we going to get another legend coming back? I mean, I heard Melina's supposed to come back.
Yeah.
But
and Randy Orton's going to kick her in the face, too.
yeah, right. But back to the ambulance match. I thought it was okay. I mean, listen, I get it. It makes sense. But to me, the way that they did it, that is the way that you end the feud.
Yeah.
That is not supposed to be a continuation. And whether or not it is supposed to be a continuation or not, you know, the second that I saw the Raw promo that it was going to be beardless Gray Big Show and the rest of the Geezer crew, I love them. Don't get me wrong. Christian's one of my favorites of all time. Yes, they're all fantastic. Please show up on our show. But that's the thing. It's like, you know, you don't have a celebration moment like that without this feud being over. Unless Lars Sullivan was going to come out and like, yeah, I know. I brought Lars on. That's your leader of Retribution.
How dare you mention that name in my presence?
Lars Sullivan.
That ugly man.
I know, he's terrible.
He's the worst.
He's Schnitzky. But
worse.
He's a worse Schnitzky, and that's very impossible. Sorry. That's my next name on the show is Schnitzky.
No. Back on Orton and McIntyre, though. So, yes, I did forget the Raw thing, which was absolutely ridiculous and dumb and stupid. Funny, but dumb and stupid. But this is okay. Randy's done enough on Raw. It's fact. He's what else does he have to prove? Nothing. He's not gonna win the belt. All right, he's done. Right. Next week on Raw, we should have like one more McIntyre Orton match, close this thing out, and on Friday on SmackDown, he needs to get drafted to SmackDown. Have him go play around with the SmackDown roster now, because what else is he gonna do? What? Like, I want to see Randy just do more stuff. Keep his character. Go to SmackDown. Then when Edge comes back, ooh boy. When Edge comes back, go to SmackDown. Game over. It's
strange.
Game over.
There is a man over there who uses the spear that could benefit from a match with Edge.
Right.
And let's talk about Leia Key for a second, Mr. Roman Reigns.
What a great segue.
Let's talk about that match.
Yes.
Because it exceeded my expectations. First of all, let's talk about that wardrobe change. Woohoo! Took off that vest and kept the same entrance music. It's terrible. I know he's not going to wrestle in trunks, but my God. But like last week on the show, you guys talk about eating crow a lot, and I will eat my crow where it's due, because that match lasted more than the 30 seconds or so that I said that it was going to last. It was heart-wrenching. It proved why SmackDown is clearly the better storytelling show.
1,000%.
You have different writers. You have it, and it's solidified that Roman Reigns is a heel.
I would even go further than that. It showed us that Roman Reigns is, pun intended, the top dog on SmackDown. Like I eat a lot of flack on Spin from the Real, as you said, one of our other shows on the Who Are They Real Entertainment Network. But I will also eat some crow with you, my friend. I said it would also go not too long, but screw me, I don't know what I'm talking about. That match, it was incredible to watch Jay and Roman do their thing. Roman just brutalizing Jay and shit talking him the whole time and wanting to like stay down, do the whole gimmick. And when Jimmy came out, I think that's the one thing we did call it. Jimmy was going to show up, and Jimmy threw in the towel, and where he tried throwing the towel for Jay, and Jay's like, no, like I got this, and then he got murdered. But the great bit where Jay came out with the big like the big Samoan lay thing. I forget. I don't know the actual title of it, so please excuse me. But when the match ended, Paul Heyman took it and put it on Roman. That's the chief.
Yeah.
Roman the chief now. And I'm over here like, yo, that's raw.
It was one of the best wrestling. It beat my expectations
1000%.
like absolute crazy. I never thought in a million years that a Roman Reigns match would make me feel as much as it did. Because before this, and I think again, when you let Roman Reigns be Joe Anai, he is a different man. When you make Roman Reigns be Roman Reigns, he is boring. But when you let Roman Reigns be Joe Anai and you let him do whatever the hell he wants and pair him with Paul Heyman, who I guarantee you is definitely teaching him some promo skills and stuff like that, you have a different Roman Reigns that I want to see more of. This is the first time in my entire life where I can go out of my way to say, I want to see more Roman Reigns.
I couldn't agree with you more, dude. This is by far my favorite version of Roman Reigns. It's like this one and then the Shield one that debuted in 2012. Like those. I rock with those versions of Roman Reigns because everything in between was like suffering succotash bad. And I couldn't rock with Roman, but this is exactly what I wanted. They gave the marks what they wanted. Like what else do you need to do? Because now they're like, all right, we'll give you what you want. We're gonna do it our way, and they're killing it.
Yeah,
that's the story. The match wasn't the best match ever, but the story that was told,
it was incredible.
It was nuts. And Jimmy helping his twin brother on the ground, just got beaten. And he looks at Roman, he's like, "You're the chief. You're the chief." And I'm like, "Word!" Like that's all I needed. Like that's how you end the show with Roman holding up the belt, and it goes to black. With his cousin on the ground, he just murdered.
Yeah. And it's like,
awesome.
Where do they go from here? Honestly. It's like, I would like to know where on earth this feud goes. Because it's like, holy crap. It could go anywhere. Who goes against Roman Reigns next? Do we have to wait until the draft happens to see who goes against Roman Reigns? I heard a rumor that it might be Daniel Bryan.
Oh, D-Bry comes back, babyface D-Bry? Oh, snap.
And if it's Daniel Bryan, man, I'm not complaining. I mean, that would be a great... I think that, again, Roman kicks his ass, but I would not be mad.
No. I mean, yes, I want everything that you just said. Yes, brother. But... yeah, okay. So I think this upcoming Friday, because the draft is next week, the following week, on SmackDown. So the second, this Friday, which today, I can't believe that. What's it called? That's already October. That's nuts. A and B. They got one more show before the draft happens. They'll probably extend this Jimmy and Jay thing one more time, just to further break our hearts. And then on the 9th. That's when we figure out who the hell is going to be facing Roman going forward, and that's when Daniel Bryan shows up. It's like, oh, SmackDown's last draft pick, and then you hear Daniel Bryan's music, and we're all like, yeah.
Is he on Raw?
He's on SmackDown currently.
Okay.
But he's just off TV because, he just had a baby.
Yeah. But to bring him back, yes.
Oh, yes,
but
yes.
He wouldn't be a draft pick. But, I get it.
No, and I wonder how I don't want to talk about the draft because we'll
save it.
Yeah, we'll save it. We'll go full in-depth draft next week, 1,000%. Before SmackDown happens and the draft it starts. It's going from.
Hey, everybody! You want some pre-game analysis? You come to Wrestle Reel next Friday.
Exactly.
But yes,
and we got. I want to do this fun game with you next week in regards to the draft that will extend our draft analysis. But we'll talk about that when the time comes. But in summation. I mean, Night of Champions, it had, the Bobby Lashley and Apollo Crews match where Apollo took another L. It's the typical pay-per-view that we get from WWE at this point, but one of the brighter spots is that the bigger matches produced in some way, shape, or form. So you had the IC triple threat ladder match, which I mean, yes, please, sir, give me some more. The main event, which yes, sir, please give me some more. And even though it was super corny and it should have been the end of the feud, McIntyre Orton was a lot of fun to watch.
Yep.
And it was cool seeing Christian get physical with somebody.
Yeah.
Christian, man, I know you have a lot of concussions, but if Edge can do it, so can you. So, but if you don't want to, please don't do it. But yeah, Clash of Champions, it was fun. I enjoyed myself watching Clash of Champions. I actually enjoyed myself. I didn't regret it, like usually how I am with Raw. But with that being said, I believe that may take us to our second point of discussion. We mentioned Daniel Bryan not too long ago, and Daniel Bryan, his career was made, at least in WWE, his WWE career was made based on being that underdog. He came in and the fans wanted him to be on top so bad. Yes. After seeing what happened to him against that WrestleMania match with Sheamus, losing in 18 seconds, that everyone was like, what? And then after that, the Yes Movement was born. WrestleMania 30 happens, and he wins. He beats Triple H, Randy Orton, and Batista in the same night, getting both belts. My Lord, what happened after that is unfortunate because he got hurt again. He had to leave again. That sucks. But they gave the fans what we wanted, that underdog champ going into the future, and we saw it again with similar stories, similar pathways with Kofi Kingston last year. So, Nick, you had this great idea to talk about future world champions, or even like that are the wild cards that WWE wouldn't necessarily consider world championship material, but the ones that we consider as fans world championship material. So, Nick, do you have one that at least to get the conversation going? I have a couple, but please, by all means.
I have two at the top of my head, but I'm thinking of an NXT one because I have a Raw, a SmackDown, and I want an NXT one now to kind of seal the deal when it comes down to it.
Well, funny enough, I also have a Raw and SmackDown one. So
okay, all right. So I guess we'll end with NXT because I still got to think about it in my head. Okay. Well, okay, I'll say that my NXT one, just because of his size, is Johnny Gargano. I hope to God that they push him to the moon, but I just worry that, I worry that main roster Johnny Gargano won't be what we want it to be. All right, so I'll go to my Monday Night Raw one, and he's got to return first. I'm going to go with a former world champion here, but he's still an underdog to me because I think that you can get a meaningful WWE Championship feud out of Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre. I honestly do. And I know that everybody's probably like, oh my God, it's such a fucking joke. Honest to God, I think that was where they were going, was that Jinder was going to feud with Drew. And like, listen, I get it that Jinder should never have won the WWE Championship to begin with. I love the guy because he's a meme, but like, he was getting better. I always thought he's got the physique. Whether he's taking drugs or not to get there is a joke. I know that. I love you, Jinder. I have your shirt. You're my.
I saw his match. I saw him win the damn title.
Yeah, I saw him in 5 feet away from me after getting out of an elevator. But I just think that Jinder Mahal deserves another championship run. But yeah, Jinder Mahal, man, I think that he deserves another championship run or a feud. Make it more meaningful. Make it more interesting. You know, you have a guy as in Drew, who's the champion right now, who he's worked with extensively in the past. So you have an opportunity there to build something interesting. I mean, Heath Slater was never going to win a championship in the WWE. Sorry.
Unfortunately.
Deserved it, maybe, because he's been around for so long, but not a WWE championship. I'm even saying Intercontinental. Give Jinder his chance again. All right, buddy, what do you got?
I have to take my glasses off for this because we're going to get serious.
Ooh.
So,
okay.
I know.
I hear that. I'm not. See, that was a serious one right there. It wasn't even Goldberg saying it.
Yeah. So WWE has had a history of them not spotlighting their black wrestlers, their African American descendant wrestlers, right? The
That's
last one before Kofi Kingston was technically Dwayne Johnson. And I, as much as I love The Rock as a character, as an actor, as a person, I didn't like that. It really rubbed me the wrong way, and that's why I loved when Kofi won. I was one of those that freaked out, like, yes, like Kofi won the belt, like that's so dope. Because I mean, let's be real. If you were a wrestler in the last 15, 20 years, and if you were black, you were held to the mid card. Or if you were some that broke the barrier through the mid card, like a Booker T, you were buried at the top. And that rubbed me the wrong way forever.
Yeah.
And I'm about to mention, I think this is a perfect way to get back into like, not every world champ needs to be white.
Agreed.
They don't need to be white guys. And I think maybe not now, but in the future, the near future, hopefully, once he's done with his tag team days, Montez Ford is the way to go.
Whoa! I thought you were gonna say Big E.
No.
Oh my gosh!
I don't think Big E is an underdog. I want to consider him in like a wild card because that's how they've been building them up now.
Yeah.
I mean, if Kofi can do it, then I think Big E. I mean, geez, that's what Vince likes, those bigger dudes anyway. So I don't consider Big E an underdog at this point. But Montez Ford,
my God,
I can rock with this. So the Street Profits, for those who don't know, do I have my red cup? I don't have my red cup. It's over there. My Street Profits, I mean, they're not mine, but I love the Street Profits as a team. They're great. I love their gimmicks, and like they're just fantastic to watch. But let's be honest. Montez is the Shawn Michaels of the Street Profits as rockers.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, no disrespect to Angelo Dawkins, but Angelo was floating around NXT, and then Montez Ford showed up, and now they're the Street Profits. And now they ran roughshod through NXT. The NXT crowds loved them. They're so much fun at the live events. They show up to the main roster. Same thing. They were going to the crowd with the red cup, showing up. That's awesome. But they're squandering and they're being wasted just because of the poor booking in the mid card right now with the tag team division on Raw.
I was gonna say they're the champions.
Yeah, and it sucked. The whole division sucks.
Yeah.
Like on Night of Champions, to go back to that, they faced Andrade and Angel Garza for like the 20th time this year. So hopefully in the shakeup with the draft, we can get some fresh blood into the tag division. But later, once Montez is done with all that fun stuff with the Street Profits, then they don't have to break up freaking rocker style or like Enzo and Cass or anything. Like they can just end. They just end.
Yeah.
Like they'd be like, yo, like it was fun. Maybe next time. So Montez Ford, he has the personality. He has the character that I like. He is a good wrestler. One of the best elbows in the business. He's a good wrestler. He shows that every single week on Raw. It's just the poor booking. That's the only thing. The poor booking of the entire Raw tag team division. That's bearing every single one of them. But Montez Ford, to me, is a wild card that fans can get behind, especially post Street Profits, or he could even be in the Street Profits. Like Kofi didn't have to leave New Day to be a champ. So
right, yeah,
that's my thing. That's my wild card. If it caught you by surprise, I wonder who else will catch by surprise. I love Montez Ford. I cannot wait for him to be out of the tag division. I want to see him do more single stuff because I mean he can cut a killer promo.
Yeah.
And I want to see more Montez Ford in singles. He's a smaller guy. That may be his only thing against him. And Vince likes the bigger dudes, as I mentioned. But if Kofi could do it, so can Montez Ford.
Yeah, wow. No, seriously, like you caught me by surprise with that one in a good way because I wasn't even thinking of Montez Ford, and then you look at Montez Ford and he's incredible. He's incredible, dude.
And I don't want to say this in the original thought I have. Someone else in either the YouTube wrestling space or I saw it on Twitter brought this to my attention how good he is, and I'm like, yo, he's a future world champion. He should be. So Montez Ford is my pick. At least out of the people on Raw right now, it could easily change in the next 2 weeks. It is what it is. But in the near future, I see Montez Ford climbing that ladder and being that champ that black champion that WWE shouldn't be so far in between about. That's just my thing.
No, I completely agree with you on that. And I think Bobby Lashley is on his way.
Yeah,
I do.
1,000%.
I do.
But again,
And
I don't consider Lashley being one of those.
Underdog. No. He's not a wild card. And I'll throw Angel Garza on mine without needing to give any real explanation. You just brought up Angel and Andrade.
Both of them, really.
I don't know what it is about Angel Garza. I just love the guy.
Oh yeah, Angel has more potential going forward.
SmackDown wise, I'm going to shed the light on a guy who I just
Please
think
have the same one as me. Please have.
Is it John Morrison?
No, it's John Morrison.
John Morrison is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, and I know that is when I bring up John Morrison being one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, people are like, "Really?" But they don't see what he's done outside of the business.
At the same time,
John Morrison he's exciting. He technically, I guess, if you consider the ECW World Heavyweight Championship to be a world championship, he's won one, but he hasn't hit the big time. And trust me when I say in that feud with Sheamus, I was hoping to God it was finally going to happen when he was feuding with The Miz, who I'll put on my list because I love The Miz. I want him to be world champion again. I wouldn't even say he's an underdog at this point. He's been there. He's still at the top of his game. But John Morrison has not been given that proverbial jump to give him that championship. And listen, I'm not going to lie. If they're doing this whole Otis thing, if they give him that Money in the Bank briefcase, I don't think that's going to happen, but maybe not have John Morrison. Dude, if John Morrison showed up in his tighty whities, Nick is going to be sweating. Sorry.
No, you're fine. You go crazy.
What are we talking about? How hot John Morrison is. Yes. No. So I'd give John Morrison as many chances as I could to become world champion because I think that that's a story of something that people want. I was hoping that when he came back at the Rumble that it was going to be like something moving forward. You got the beard. He was a badass. Just give my man a championship. Give my man a championship.
I love that you mentioned John Morrison. He's been one of my favorites as well. I love watching him as a competitor. Yeah, like you said, like people are like, John Morrison. Have you seen Johnny Impact? Have you seen Johnny Mundo? He's done some cool stuff. Johnny Nitro, go back that far. He's done some cool things. So I love John Morrison, but actually, I'm going to reserve. You're fine. I'm going to reserve my. Oh God,
you lost John Cena too. Go on.
I'm going to reserve my thoughts on the current stuff with John Morrison because my high spot for the week involves John Morrison. So I will keep that. I'll put that in my back pocket. On SmackDown. Talk about people who deserve more love. And everything you said going into the John Morrison bit, I thought you were talking about the guy I'm going to mention. Because this is a man who's been in WWE for a while. Excuse me. And he, for some reason, he's just not getting any love. Or he is getting some, but not enough. And the fans, this is the next Brian. This is the next Kofi. And he's...
R-Truth? I'm just kidding.
God, no. And I'm telling you right now, he should be the man that beats Roman Reigns for that belt. I'm telling you that right now. And you know who that is? The artist formerly known as Antonio Cesaro. Cesaro should be the man that beats Roman Reigns for that Universal Championship.
Cesaro.
Cesaro has gone. He's been in WWE forever now. He went through NXT. He did the whole NXT run. Went back to the main roster. Did his thing, and he's just chilling. Yeah, he's won United States belts. Yeah, he's won IC belts. Yeah, he's won tag belts. But none of those will matter because they're so few and far between. The best thing he's done is the bar with Sheamus, and yeah, that run lasted a while, but then they stopped. Sheamus got hurt, I believe, or one of them got hurt, and that's it. Now he's with Shinsuke. They're the SmackDown Tag Champs. Yeah, really? Come on. But Cesaro, literally, I believe the only reason why he's not a world champ by now is because of his apparently he has an inability to cut promos, which I firmly disagree with.
Yeah.
I think Cesaro can cut a kick-ass promo. They're just holding him back with stupid-ass programs.
Mm-hmm.
They're not giving him the opportunity that he deserves. I watch him on Up, Up, Down, Down every week. He has a ton of personality. He's great. Yeah. Cesaro is fantastic. He's obviously an incredible freaking wrestler. He's a ring general. He knows what's up. He can have a good match with this marker. Like a 3-star match with this marker. And he'll do all the heavy lifting. So my God, I don't know what else Cesaro has to prove. Is it because his English isn't his first language? Vince, you've had foreign champs before. What's new? Cesaro can cut a killer promo. He's an incredible worker. People pray and wish they can work with Cesaro.
Yeah.
And this is how you treat him. You relegate him to iffy tag teams with people like Shinsuke Nakamura, another guy who does not deserve to be in the spot that he's in. These are top tier dudes. But I'm focusing on Cesaro for today because it upsets the hell out of me, man. It still pisses me off. How the hell is Cesaro not at least a one-time world champion, especially in the dark days of WWE that you were mentioning a long time ago in the early 2010s? There was like 5-6 years where there was like, the product's like not good.
Yeah.
And in 2016, literally a draft, like how we're going to see next week, reinvigorated the product.
Yeah.
This is the perfect time to do it. My God.
I cannot disagree with you on that. I mean, I was playing one of the older 2K games, and like Cesaro eventually became world heavyweight champion in my universe mode, and I'm thinking, how the hell has this not happened yet? It doesn't make any sense to me. It's just they need to do better. They need to push people like this. I don't think that Cesaro is going to beat Roman. I'm sorry. I just don't. I don't know. The thing is that unfortunately there is one person that I think is going to beat Roman. Well, no, two. There's two plausible, unfortunate people who can beat Roman Reigns, and one of them is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and then the other one is Brock Lesnar.
Okay. Now let me clarify. I'm not saying Cesaro should beat Roman anytime soon.
Oh no, I agree. I understand what you're saying. I'm just thinking him out loud, more or less. I guess that's a high spot, but I'm thinking out loud, thinking like, who the hell is going to beat Roman Reigns at this point?
And that's why, because they've done so much damage to Cesaro, that's where I'm like, yo, you got to build him back up as a singles competitor, because he's relegated to just a tag guy. All his success, all his big success has been with the tag team. And that is a crime. That is an effing crime to Cesaro. Like, I still can't believe that this is still the spot he's been in. He's been in WWE for years, hasn't even gotten close to a world title at all. And here we are in the year of our Lord 2020, almost 2021, and nothing. Like, it's a damn shame to one of the better independent guys that have come into the WWE system and has just been adored by fans, just to be freaking squandered on the main roster. It's a shame. It's honestly a shame to think about.
You got any NXT honorable mentions?
NXT, I second you with Johnny Gargano, because he, like you said, he's a smaller dude. He doesn't really fit that Vince McMahon system, but I like Vince, to think that
that's what he meant. Yes, no doubt about it.
So Johnny's one of them. Now this may be a tough sell. No, it's not. I was thinking somebody else. Adam Cole, and another smaller guy that Vince is maybe like mid card, like whatever.
He knows how that guy's carrying NXT. I hope to God that like Vince, as old Vince as he is, can see that the guy is like killing it.
I mean, we're seeing what's going on with Keith Lee right now. It's not giving me too much hope. So Cole, Gargano. I mean, Ciampa has said explicitly he's never wants to go to the main roster, but I don't know if that's his choice or not. But just to throw a crazy one out there, He actually has a match at Takeover 31 this Sunday. I believe it's this Sunday.
Bobby Fish?
No, Kyle O'Reilly.
Or Kyle O'Reilly. Yeah. I said Bobby Fish. They're the same person.
Yeah, Kyle O'Reilly. Great wrestler. Another guy that came through the indies that has excelled in the WWE system. And fans love Kyle O'Reilly. One of the best sellers that WWE has. He's up there with Dolph Ziggler 1000%. He's just great. Kyle O'Reilly's a hoot to watch. Great wrestler. And I don't think he'll ever get there, but if he ever does, I'll mark and do a backflip. Like, see, my God.
I'm there with Roderick Strong. I can't believe that I even forgot Roderick Strong. Because here's the thing, is that, like, for me to have known who Roderick Strong was before he came to the WWE is a lot. Because I didn't know of a ton of people. But when I saw that Roderick Strong was going to the WWE, I was hyped. I was like, holy crap, Roderick Strong, this indie guy that I know of, is coming to the WWE. And then North American champion. And I was like, and tag team, I guess. But I was just kind of like, oh, that's not. I thought that his moment when he joined Undisputed Era was fantastic.
Great swerve.
I marked out during that, but I was just like, I don't know. I hope that eventually they do something with Roderick Strong. I just hope that they do.
Yeah. I mean, he's one of those guys. He's up there in age. So he might just stick around in NXT for the rest of his career, which I'm not opposed to. But if you're gonna stick him in NXT, give him the big belt at some point. Just give him in the big belt.
Bobby Roode, the guy who challenged Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. Gotta show love to Bobby Roode.
I mean, yeah, I do love me some Robert Roode. I just call him Bobby. My God.
Oh, right.
Robert. It's Robert Roode. I mean, I was happy to see him on Raw, but damn, that is another guy. But I'm sticking with my pick on Montez Ford. But I'm glad you mentioned Robert Roode, Bobby Roode, because he is the jam. But before we continue to our new little segment that we're going to try and do every so often, Nick, I know we're on a movie channel. This is like, Who Are They Real Entertainment started as a movie channel. And I had this idea that I fully credit Steven Larson, Going in Raw, their podcast, the wrestling podcast on YouTube. This was a fan question I was posed to them, and I thought this would be fun if we did all the time. Because I don't think Steven Larson are the biggest movie guys, but we're two movie guys. One makes movies, one watches them frequently. So, Nick, let's get to our third count.
Oh, sorry. Hold on.
No, you're fine.
Ah, crap.
So, like I said, we're going to incorporate movies into our wrestling review, talk show, whatever you want to call this. And we're going to call this a Wrestle Reel recast. And we're doing Batman. So...
Sorry, I clicked out of a folder that has the rest of our stuff inside of it and clicked the wrong button.
You're good, homie.
We are doing wrestling recasts. So yes, hi, I'm back.
We're doing a Wrestle Reel recast. And today we're focusing on Batman. Now, for those at home who might be thinking, what Batman movie are you doing? We're not going to focus on one because we want to have fun over here. So we're going to try and do as many Batman-esque characters as we can. And Nick, before we begin, just so we can have like a definitive character list of who we're going to do. Let's say we do Batman, obviously, Joker, obviously, Catwoman. I think let's add some ladies in there. Catwoman. You want to do like some more rogues? You want to do like Bane? Yeah.
There's an obvious choice for Bane, but
we'll do Bane.
I need to rethink of my thoughts because I had another person for Bane. But I forget who it was. So, maybe it was Schnitzky. I don't know. Go on.
Let's do. I want to do Riddler. Let's do Riddler. Let's do some Riddler action. And let's see. That's 6. Let's do one more to make it uneven.
Let's go with an obscure one.
Alfred
would make sense.
Let's do Alfred. So we'll end with Alfred. And
did we say Robin?
No, we did not say Robin. So we'll add Robin to that.
Robin would be cool.
And we'll keep it. Presumably, we're gonna each pick our own for these just to make it fun. And if you want to make it weird, pick a specific Robin. If you want to get crazy with it, it's because we're some nerds over here. So let's start with the top dog. Let's start with Batman, and let's try to keep it to active wrestlers. And
active. Okay.
Yeah, let's try to keep it to active. If we want to get fun and use some older guys, we totally can. But I'm gonna try to remain as active as possible, just for the viewers at home.
That is an interesting thought, because I think that when it came down to Batman, I think that you have more of a definitive choice in your head right now. So I'm gonna let you go for that one first, as I think of an active Batman, because I do have some people in my head, but those it's twirling. All right, go on.
So Batman. It depends on what kind of Batman you want, really. And really, it's the case for all of these characters. But I want to stick with a, just clean cut, like a Pattinson-esque Batman. But in this case, he's not as tall. I don't think he's as tall as Robert Pattinson, but maybe you can find out. I'm going to go with, and a couple guys I was going through the rosters. A couple guys caught my eye. I'm going to go with Finn Balor.
Oh, okay.
I like Finn. I like Fergal. I like a little Fergal Batman.
Fergal. Finn
Balor, to me, I just as I'm writing his name down on the side, Finn Balor, he has that, he's part demon sometimes, so he embodies that darkness that Batman has, at least as a character that he needs as a character, and we've seen, babyface Balor with the vest doing the whole thing with the hands. But we're currently seeing a Finn Balor that's NXT champ. Plus, he's embracing a little bit of a darker side of his character, more like a Prince Devitt-esque Finn Balor.
Definitely. Yeah.
So for my Batman and my Bruce Wayne, I'm picking Finn Balor.
I'm so excited to say my Batman that I unplugged my mic again. Maybe putting the cord under my leg is not the best idea. Anyways, I'm going Randy Orton.
Oh,
I'm going Randy.
That's good,
because I think that there's a certain psychic or psycho ability to Batman that sometimes gets let out. But I'm saying look, I'm saying behavior, size. I think Randy would be a great Batman.
Oh, 1,000%. That's another good one for sure. Yo, oh god, I could see both of these guys as Batman. Oh damn! Now I'm just thinking about how cool it would be if Randy Orton as Batman. Okay, so let's do what's it call it? Let's do Robin. Let's do Robin now.
Okay, so, I do have a Robin in mind.
Okay, what's your Robin?
Pete Dunne.
Oh,
because I think that's your Robin too, right?
No.
Okay.
I had one in mind, but I'm gonna switch it up just because you said Pete Dunne. But why Pete Dunne?
I just feel like Pete Dunne is Red Hood.
Oh, Jason Todd. Oh,
maybe you don't have the whole revenge plot to it, but I think that Pete Dunne would make a great angry Robin.
Yo, that is so good. Like I said, I had one, but I'm gonna switch it up because I love how odd that choice was. At least to me, it was odd. So I'm gonna go with a Tim Drake. A little post Jason Todd. We already have a Nightwing, so we got Tim. Who doesn't like Tim Drake? He's he's a little cute. He's like the cute Robin of the bunch. And I'm gonna pick Tyler Bate.
I knew it. So you got a European Batman crew going on right now.
Tyler Bate, he's like our age. He's like 22, and Tim, when I see Tim Drake, he's like I said, he's the cute Robin because he ain't Nightwing, he ain't Red Hood, and he's not Damian Wayne. Yuck. Blech. So Tim Drake's the perfect Red Robin. Tyler Bate. I like Tyler Bate. He's little cute guy. Like what? What can I say about Tyler Bate? Plus, I just like your Pete Dunne choice, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna go with Tim. Let me do Tyler Bate.
There you go.
So I do have a European Batman going out over here. I have an Irish Batman and I believe an English Robin. So that's what we're going today. But let's stay in house at Wayne Manor and go with Alfred.
This is where like you got my brain just like.
I have the obvious pick. I mean, mine's hit you over the head obvious.
Is it William Regal?
No.
Because mine's William Regal.
I mean, Regal's he's like that snarky Alfred. That's a great pick, bro. I love that. I had Vince.
Yeah, I can see him as Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah. He'd be he'd be funny as hell as Commissioner Gordon. But as Alfred, that wise, smart, cracking old man. I think it's Vince. For as crazy as Vince is, at least how we think he is, he's obviously a smart dude. He got WWE to the point where he is right now. And without WWE, we're not having this conversation.
True.
So, and without Alfred, there's no Batman. I'm picking Vince McMahon as my Alfred. 1,000%. But that William Regal pick, that's good too. That's awesome.
So now you're just going opposite of nationalities. Now you got an American Alfred going out right now.
Either way, I have a bunch of white dudes. Like that's the one common denominator between all these people. But let's do Joker. Let's do Joker next.
See, to me, when it comes to Joker, it's a character that I think about a lot. Clearly, if I wanted to turn my camera around without making the most disturbing noise in the world, I would. I'll give you two Robins because the obvious choice would be the Fiend. Jokers. Although I want to add Shorty G as my Damian Wayne because he's annoying. But I will say the Fiend as a Joker because he's clearly a clown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But let's ignore backstage politics for a second here.
Okay.
Velveteen Dream.
Oh, snap.
Is my Joker.
Oh, wow.
I think that he would kill it as the Joker.
So personal lives aside.
Yes.
Okay.
Ignoring what may or may not be a problem with him. I'm just talking the character of the Dream. Goldust would be a good Joker too, but I think of the Dream as kind of this modern day Goldust type, charismatic, interesting figure. So I'm gonna go with the Dream. I don't want to go with the Dream, but I just for some reason he's in my head. Okay, wait. For some reason, the idea of the Dream as Joker is in my head because I can see certain actors in Hollywood today that I would like to see as the Joker in that same vein. But I feel like Velveteen Dream would be like if Prince was the Joker, and I could see Prince being the Joker, kind of.
Like, you know how Michael Jackson wanted to be Spider-Man? It'd be like that case, but Prince with the Joker. My Joker, it's really off one thing. So the Joker has this iconic laugh. The laugh. If you're going to play the Joker in any medium, you have to nail the laugh. To me, that's what it is. Anyone can play sadistic. Anyone could be that serial killer, maniacal maniac that Joker is, but you need to nail the laugh. And my one pick for the Joker, he could be applied to different places as well, depending on the version of the character you want. But I want Seth Rollins to be the Joker so bad.
Yeah.
Because he's like that laugh. That laugh that he did when he was champion, where he's a heel, when he's not doing Messiah gimmicks. You're not Jesus, dude. Come on, let's be real. You CrossFit Jesus, but not regular Jesus. But that Messiah gimmick has going on right now. I'm not a big fan.
He doesn't even look like CrossFit Jesus right now.
But that laugh was like imagine like Finn Balor Batman going through like Arkham Asylum, and then you hear in the background, like that's what I rock with. That is what I want to see in the movie. Seth Rollins is my Joker. I think I can say that in confidence.
Yeah.
In confidence. That's the one where I'm like, yo, that's where it is. Like that's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do Bane. You said there's the obvious Bane. What's the obvious Bane?
Well, Batista wants to play him, but like,
oh yeah.
out main roster right now. Jesus, I mean, I guess the obvious choice would be Braun Strowman, but like,
I was thinking Braun
no,
Clayface.
No, there's a very obvious choice for Bane. How could we forget T-Bar?
T-Bar!
T-Bar is Bane.
T-Bar is Bane. Oh my god, it has to. God damn it! I was going to say Lesnar, but I feel like I have to say T-Bar.
It's our boy. It's T-Bar.
I'm racing what I wrote. I'm racing Lesnar. And
the greatest wrestler of our generation. Because there's another guy who's bald and big. He could be your Bane, but no, T-Bar, man. T-Bar is the Bane of the WWE. He's the Bane of my existence at this point. But like I just oh man, throw T-Bar out there for me at least.
No, man, I was gonna say Lesnar, but I erased it and put down T-Bar. T-Bar,
yeah.
That's
T-Bar's the greatest wrestler of all time, and he's going to be fantastic. I don't know who Dominic Dijakovic is, but T-Bar.
Oh my God!
Let's go T-Bar.
God bless America. Okay, let's do Riddler, and then we'll end with the lady and do Catwoman. So let's do Riddler first.
All right. I've been going first a lot. I want to hear what you got.
Yeah. Let me do Riddler first. So Riddler, this is a tough character. This was a tough one to decipher, because. Like, do you want like this, like the jokey Riddler? Do you want like the one we're gonna get in the Batman pretty soon? That one's like a serial killer, as the character should be. But I have a couple names going through my head, but I think this may be an unpopular opinion, and he may not fit the role, but I'm going to go with him anyway, just by how crazy my man can get. I'm going with Tommaso Ciampa. Tommaso Ciampa, to me, he can be like that sadistic Riddler, but at the same time, like pop a couple quips. We see what he could do with DIY. He could be fun. I bet Tommaso Ciampa, the person, is a lot of fun to hang around. I bet he is. I mean, if you're chilling with Johnny Gargano, I bet you're a nice guy. So Tommaso Ciampa, the character that we see on TV every week, is pretty hard. Like he's like hard. So I think he can balance both. He can balance like a little bit of both those characters, both aspects of that character really well. So I'm picking Tommaso Ciampa as my Riddler.
And I am picking. I was gonna make a joke and name another member of Retribution, but I don't know any of them.
Shatterbox.
Yes, Shattered Diamond, my favorite person. That's my movie. But anyways,
like your movie.
Yeah, not in this. I don't want Retribution to be associated with my movie.
Okay,
I'm gonna go with a little wild card one because when I think of Riddler, I think of a charismatic question and answer kind of guy, and I want Xavier Woods as the Riddler.
Ooh, that's another good one.
I want Xavier Wood. I think Xavier Woods is. I thought Xavier Woods was the hacker. And if Xavier Woods was the hacker, then you have something where he could play into that type of a role. And I just think that Xavier Woods would be an awesome Riddler.
Wow. That is yeah. Are you aiming towards more so like not as campy, but like a Jim Carrey Riddler?
A
little bit more serious than that.
Yes, I think
Xavier's he's like
it was like when like people were thinking if Nolan did one and Neil Patrick Harris played the Riddler. That was always one that was thrown out there as a person who people would want, and I think that he would do a great job in that role.
Even now, I want that.
But like I'm thinking more like comic book Batman the Animated Series type Riddler, where he's like, he's slick. He can do what he needs to do. He's good for a riddle. I think Xavier Woods would be pretty good.
Xavier, low key, yeah, he's a really good one. And as crazy as it sounds, I wouldn't mind him as like a Joker type.
Yeah,
he can fit. He can be any. Really, you can pick someone from Batman's Rogues Gallery. Xavier would be able to fit the role because he's that charismatic. When people think of the most charismatic WWE superstars or just wrestlers in general right now, Xavier should be mentioned in that conversation.
Agreed.
Like, my God, like he's just a dope personality. Like I mentioned, up, up, down, down every single week. That's Exhibit A. That's all I need to know. Plus, he's the brainchild. Like New Day's his brainchild.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll end with Catwoman. We'll end with the lady. Selena Kyle. I'm going to stick to what Matthew Reeves is doing and have my Selena Kyle be a person of color. Because plus I need some color for this list. So I am going to pick Sasha Banks. We're going to see her in Mando. Granted, she probably won't even have a big role in Mandalorian, but I like especially this Sasha we were getting before Bailey turned on her. That's Sasha, like the I'm the shit Sasha Banks, like that one, that version of that character. I would love Sasha as Catwoman, and it's like to Finn Balor's Batman. All the money. Where's my wallet? Charge me. I would see the hell out of this movie. So Sasha Banks is 100% my Catwoman, 1000%.
I'll start off by Big E as King Shark. It just needs to happen.
Killer Croc.
Or as Killer Croc. One of the two.
Either one works. Either one would work. 100%.
But I'm sticking in the same vein as you. I'm picking Bianca Belair.
Ooh, yep.
The hair might not fit in the mask, but like, I think that she might trick a couple of lasers with her hair.
Oh yeah,
being as long as it is. But I love Bianca Belair. I think that's
not a good pick. I like that.
I think that she would be awesome as Catwoman, and yeah, we haven't seen much of her, but I just love her style.
God, they need to stop acting up and push the hell out of Bianca Belair. Like, my God, I don't know what they're waiting for, but freaking Batman. So, do we want to recap our list for the people at home?
Sure. Zelina Vega was like close on my list as well. But I just wanted to mention that.
And that's a good one. I think on I mentioned Steven Larson. One of them said Sonya Deville. Another fun one. I think that'd be cool too.
Yeah.
Especially with the look of Selena Kyle. But for me, my Batman's Finn Balor. My Catwoman is Sasha Banks. My Joker is Seth Rollins. My Bane is T-Bar, because that's the correct answer. Riddler is Tommaso Ciampa. Alfred is Vince McMahon himself, the chairman. And Robin is Tyler Bate.
And for me, you wrote it down. No, I'm just kidding. I had Randy Orton as Batman.
1000%.
Pete Dunne is Jason Todd Robin. Got to specify that because like Tyler Bate, because your Tyler Bate could fit into my universe at that point. We have our British Robins.
Yeah. Our Brits.
And then we could throw like, I don't know, Walter into there too.
Walter be? That'd be different. That's
Penguin.
Ooh.
He's got a penguin look.
Yup. Yeah, on lock. Damn, it's a good one.
T-Bar is Bane, because clearly there was no other lock in this entire thing. I have Bianca Belair as Catwoman. Velveteen Dream as Riddler. And also, I would like
to have him as Joker.
As Joker, I love that character. But I would also say that the Fiend would be more the. Oh gosh, do you know which Joker I'm thinking of, where he's not wearing his like shoes and stuff like that, and he looks homeless and the long hair? That would be the Joker.
Oh yeah, okay,
yeah. And then you got, who am I forgetting? Well, William Regal would be my Alfred. And then my Riddler was Xavier Woods.
Yeah, I like yours more, but this is this is a challenge for sure. But once we get crazier with movies, like we'll have to do like Shawshank Redemption one of these days or something like that. Like, but that was your first Wrestle Real recast. And I hope you had fun. But before we end the show, I have the high spot this week, and let me go tell you about it. We've mentioned this man's name multiple times over the course of these two shows, and his name is Otis. Yeah. Otis is one half of Heavy Machinery. They were drafted to SmackDown, extremely underutilized as a team because they're great. Otis is a great character. So is Tucky. We love Tucky and Otis over here. Like Heavy Machinery, they were great on NXT and on SmackDown on the main roster. Then last week, Nick, you mentioned that Hell in a Cell, Money in the Bank, that pay-per-view ended on the weirdest note ever. Wasn't bad per se, but it was weird as hell. They had Otis win the Money in the Bank. Now, for those who don't know, Otis has barely been able to put sentences together since he's been on the main roster. He is just the fun-loving, like, I want to have a good time. I like to eat, and I'm that guy, shaking my belly. Yeah, like, that's great. Okay, cool. It was funny at first, but now it's getting old. And I think WWE is realizing their mistake. So my high spot for this week, which may be the popular opinion anyway, they need to get that damn briefcase off of Otis. Like, I'm talking like as soon as possible. Like, I'm tired. The Money in the Bank briefcase should not be relegated to a lower card, lower mid card status. That is garbage. Money in the Bank is one of the most exciting and thrilling pay-per-views of the whole year, and this past one was fun as hell to watch. Yeah, it was probably my favorite pay-per-view this year, with the exception of the Rumble, because Rumble's, I mean, it's the shit. But having Otis win that was insanity. It was insane. With other guys that could have benefited so much more, like freaking AJ Styles, Aleister Black.
No, he died.
Yeah, he died. Him and Rey Mysterio died and popped up on Raw the next day. So I will never understand the decision to put Otis as Money in the Bank champion or Money in the Bank winner. But the fact is, it's gone on for 2 months. 3 months, almost 4 since he's won. And how many times have we seen that briefcase? Now, if they would have done, I saw this on Twitter or Reddit or something. So imagine once the Sonya Deville and Mandy Deville stuff, the Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose stuff got off the ground, and Sonya was just like beating the hell out of Mandy Rose. And what if Otis used that for Mandy? He gave it to Mandy, and Mandy used that to get a title shot. That would have been cool. Better than what the hell they're doing now.
Sure.
But now Mandy's on Raw, so we can't do that. So what else do we got to do? Suffer through these stupid segments and skits that they have Miz and Morrison doing every week on SmackDown, to where Miz is in his underwear. Hopefully for Nick, Morrison will do the same thing tonight on SmackDown.
Woohoo!
So WTF, bro? What are we wasting our time with? Tucky is just being squandered, being a literal second fiddle to Otis. So your teammate is halfway burying you just by being a more entertaining personality. And the Money in the Bank, let's be freaking real, he's not beating Roman Reigns. Are you nuts? He doesn't even pose a threat to Roman. Roman could have a 2-hour Iron Man match with AJ Styles and Shawn Michaels from 2002 and still beat Otis coming down from the ramp, spear his ass, give him a freaking give him the people's elbow for shits and giggles, and bam, win. 1, 2, 3, pin. Like, that's the threat that Otis poses. Bit my tongue. That's how mad I am. How the threat Otis poses to Roman Reigns as a champion right now. And granted, he can go over to Raw during the draft, Chris. That's a great point. He's not beating Drew McIntyre. They built Drew McIntyre up like this monster. He beats Randy Orton every week, even though Randy Orton's been one of the highlights of the pandemic era so far. So WTF WWE, get that off of Otis. And Nick, I mentioned not too long ago when you mentioned our boy John Morrison, Johnny Mundo, Johnny Impact, Johnny Nitro. Guess what they're doing right now? They're teasing the shit out of it with us right now. and I want it so bad. Do it. Do it.
Do it. I
Just
agree.
do it. Like,
I remember. Oh gosh, I don't remember which pay-per-view it was. Whichever. I think that it was whoever Drew was going to face against. I'm like, oh, it's Drew McIntyre versus Dolph Ziggler. I'm like, you know how this pay-per-view. Yeah, I'm like, you know how this pay-per-view is gonna end is that Otis is gonna cash in the WWE Championship.
I would have cried.
Ziggler, no, the fans are gonna get what they want. As much as I want Drew to be champion, if Ziggler won that night, I would not have been mad.
Oh no!
But the fans are gonna get what they want. Ziggler's gonna finally become champion again, and then Otis is gonna cash in the championship. And he's gonna be like my peach, bleh. And I'm gonna be like, gross, go away. So I agree.
I hate it. Dude, and I like Otis. Otis is entertaining as hell. He's funny. He's great comedic timing. He knows his role. But let's be real. Let's just be honest. Just give it to Morrison.
Give it to anybody.
Anyone. Like, he poses way more of a threat than Otis does to any champion on either brand. And they're probably going to shift Morrison and Miz to Raw anyway, because God knows they need the help. So oh man, give it to Morrison at some point in the next 2 weeks, or next week for SmackDown, and on Monday for Raw, if they show up on Raw. But come on, WWE, acknowledge you messed up. Acknowledge that you just put the belt on Otis, because the few fans on Twitter were like, yeah. And now it's squandering. No one cares about Money in the Bank anymore. It's like when you gave it to Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
No one cared.
I mean,
sorry.
My big worry for this is that they're going to use it on a tag team championship run.
And that's
the SmackDown tag team championships are lower somehow than the Raw championships when it comes down to it. So
it would not make any sense.
Did they have a SmackDown tag team? Oh yeah, it was Lucha House Party versus Shinsuke and Cesaro, right?
I can't even tell. I don't remember.
Right. I was just like, maybe that brings some relevance to it, but it's just like, I don't want to see it.
The tag team divisions are so squandered now. It's not even worth it. Just compete in the division. Wrestle as a tag team. But guess what? You're relegated to backstage segments. Super dumb.
Yeah.
So my high spot for this week's show, take the damn briefcase. It's just a contract at this point, the loose piece of paper. Give it to somebody else, preferably John Morrison or The Miz.
Yeah, couldn't agree
with
you more, my friend.
Send them over to Raw. They can beat McIntyre after McIntyre has that 2-hour Iron Man match with 2018 Seth Rollins and Macho Man Randy Savage from 1987.
There you go. Throw the Nature Boy Buddy Rogers in there as well.
Okay, and then Adam Cole from like 2 weeks ago. So like, what the hell? What in the hell? So all right, Nick. Before we wrap, is there anything we missed? Anything you'd like to chat about?
Listen, I'm just proud that we keep this short and sweet, but we also get our point across.
Get off my chest. I'm sorry.
Another fantastic episode, my friend. Always happy to be doing this with you. If you would like to find us on all of these social medias here, except for Chris's is still wrong and I forgot to fix it.
No, you fixed it.
Oh, I fixed it. Okay, never mind.
See Anthony Lopez on Twitter.
Yes.
C_Anthony Lopez on Instagram. That's where you can find me. Or they're up there. Follow us both on the social medias. I mean, who are they? Real Entertainment. We have a bunch of stuff going on, and especially during the month of October. So on this show specifically, you can catch us talking about Halloween Havoc. I think we're doing 95.
That's as it is right now. I think you had mentioned that we might do more, and I am not opposed to that.
So I mean, just keep watching the show. Follow us on the socials. But for sure, next week we're going to talk about the draft. We're going to do your draft preview.
That's right.
For what's going on that Friday night, because the draft starts on the 9th. Let's not forget, it starts on SmackDown, not Raw, because Fox is superior and they get what they want. So, I mean, check out the other programs you got going on here at Who Are They Real Entertainment. Really Scared on Thursdays, Spin from the Reel on Wednesdays, the Dog Check on Sundays or Thursdays whenever the Browns plays, the post game that we have on this channel and on the Facebook page, the Really Trivia Showdown that we do on this channel. We have a bunch of matches that we've already done. Go ahead and check all those out. We post them on, I believe, Mondays and Fridays. Nick.
We're still trying to film some matches right now, but yes. We're taking an extended break after that amazing title match that we don't want to talk about.
I'm going to keep my thoughts to myself on the title match. But if you want to see what we're talking about, it's on the YouTube channel. Go ahead and check that out between myself and the champion, the master, Matt Thomas. But I think we're good to go, Nick.
I agree. I needed to get one more in, and don't forget that you're never going to stop hearing that. But that said, I am Kerwin White.
And your boy, Chris Anthony Lopez. I am Christopher Anthony Daniels Lopez. And I mean, for everyone here at Who Are They Real Entertainment, for Nick Molbach and myself, we'll see you guys next time on Wrestle Real.